Hello and welcome back to the 9th Annual Online ADHD Awareness Expo. My name is Rick Green from TotallyADD.com. I'm going to share 3 beliefs that are crucial to my success with ADHD. These are underlying intentions that have helped me get the most out of every strategy, tool, and system that I use to get things done. By the way, before we start, if you haven't done it already, check out the online exhibit hall and sign up for the free virtual goodie bag full of goodies. What kind of goodies? Good goodies. Surprise gifts from the ADHD awareness sponsors and speakers, one of the speakers being me. So why was I invited to be one of the speakers? Well, a lot of it has to do with these 3 beliefs. My backstory, I have a bachelor's degree in science, but I've spent most of my career creating comedy on stage, radio, television, writing, performing, sometimes producing, directing. In the early days, I was actually involved in making the costumes and props. It was great. 700 episodes of radio and television. Best known probably my role as Bill, the bumbling outdoorsman on the Red Green Show. Then around the turn of the millennium, the second one, not the first, I'm not that old, my son was diagnosed with ADHD. And I said, well, let me see the symptom list. And, oh, this is normal. I'm just like this. What? It's inherited. What? Oh, the diagnosis was so shocking and upsetting and ultimately liberating that I found myself talking about it a lot to everyone, whether they wanted to hear it or not, which eventually led me to create a documentary still running on PBS called ADD and Loving It. And then came the sequel, ADD and Mastering It, both of them featuring my fellow comedian Patrick McKenna, aka Harold on the Red Green Show, he gets diagnosed on camera. Fantastic. At the same time, we launched TotallyADD.com, a website for adults, and it features, I think, over 70 experts now, scores of videos covering every aspect of ADHD, laced with humor and humanity, and the full-length videos in the shops, the rave reviews, 5-star reviews out of 4, which is surprising. No. Anyway, there's lots there, forums, blogs. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter and all the stuff. YouTube channel. Instagram is Rick Green has ADHD. And I'm always giving presentations on ADHD. And yet I'm doing all of this despite having ADHD. And how do I do it is the question people will ask. And I haven't really thought about it much, I guess because I was too busy doing it all. But as I look back, I can see there are 3 core beliefs that have made all the difference, not just around TotallyADD.com or the videos, but throughout my entire career. And these 3 are not quite a mission statement or a set of rules, but they're things I've done or searched for or found instinctively that have worked. I almost think they come out of who I am. And I've done hundreds of things instinctively that didn't work, and these ones did. So what are these 3 beliefs? Okay, well, let's start with number 1. There we go, 1. Always hold up number 1 first. No. So it's number 1 has been accepting that ADHD is going to be a lifelong challenge. Now, I don't know if that's true. It's a belief, as I say, not a fact, but it's helped me when there have been setbacks, as there often are daily, especially when something I get managed and life's working, so I can up my game a little, take on a new project, add something to my life, and then discover that this new thing creates new challenges around my ADHD, and I have to get those handled. Or I forget the systems I already have. So by letting go of the expectation that I'm going to finally have this all fixed or safe, under control or cured or whatever you want to call it, I've given that up because I remember someone once told me that the only way to have a completely manageable life is to have a very small life. But by taking on one challenge at a time, adding one new habit, system, or tool to my repertoire, I do make progress. I know that. And maybe next year it'll all disappear. Maybe I will be cured next year, but based on past experience, I'm kind of doubting it. I'm pretty sure based on past experience that next year is going to be better than this year. So that's the first belief. Let's go to the second one. Shouldn't put my phone on these. Number two is, well, because ADHD is going to be ongoing and ubiquitous, once I've accepted that, that's my belief, I might as well enjoy the process. So number 2 is have fun with it. Make it a game. If it's boring, how do you make it a game? And what do you do when you make it a game? Well, you play the game. You play. And I've always tried to do that during my career to make it fun. You can be forgiven if you think, well, come on, you're doing comedy. What's more fun than that? How can that be not be fun making comedy on television? Yeah. Um, Try hanging around a bunch of comedians for a little while and see how much fun they are. And people working in television, theater, oh yeah, what a happy, joyful, easygoing, kind, caring, and considerate group they are. No difficult personalities at all, no pressure, no ego. Ego, money doesn't matter. Let's just have, yeah, you get the point that it's no different from any show business, right? The entertainment industry, it's a business, it's an industry. Now, I'm not complaining. Being a full-time comedian has been great fun, but also stressful, challenging, sometimes a little scary, definitely uncertain from year to year, and tough. But ultimately, I've always made sure it was fun because I worked with people who were like-minded. Stuff that didn't go anywhere, I realized was people I didn't really like all that much. So shooting the Red Green show, despite huge setbacks, and I mean, the first 5 seasons, the show was canceled 3 times, but we made sure the process was joyful. There were days when we were shooting stuff doubled over laughing at what we'd done. In fact, when writing the scenes where I was going to be on camera, the silent comedy bits called Adventures with Bill, I started with what would be fun to do for a whole day. Riding go-karts all day. I never get to do that. You could do it as part of firing flaming arrows at a target. Playing soccer by driving cars and knocking an 8-foot ball into the other team's goal. That'd be fun. It was fun to do. Now, I've done other jobs. I've done all kinds of home renovations. I've moved many times. I've raised kids. I've always made sure I was having fun and everyone else was as well. And why not? Why wouldn't you? Why would you suffer? And so if you're going to see, um, I've tried to be mindful of what things are going on at any one point and notice if I'm stressed or whatever. And if you're going to try out strategies, mindfulness to help with ADHD, we have a video on that in the shop, well, why not have fun with it? You're going to try yoga, have fun with it. That's what I did, and I stuck with it. Trying out a new app, rather than struggle with it, why not have fun with it? Make it a game. Tidying the house, keep score, time yourself, track your progress. When my wife and I produced ADD and Loving It, we were taking a chance. I have to say, this was the first documentary we'd ever made, and it was going to be comedy about a mental health issue. We made it a game, we played, we had fun. And I talk a lot about this in our PBS program, ADD and Mastering It, the sequel, making it fun. If it's not fun for people with ADHD, and we each have different definitions of what fun is, but if it's not fun, we're probably not going to stick it to it. It's why in computer programming, they have a term, gamifying. When they want to program something, they turn it into a game so that thousands of people will, which of these 3 pictures has 6 pictures, which of these 3 pictures has a giraffe in it, this one, this one, this one, and that trains the computer. And it doesn't just say you are training a computer to make us rich. It's congratulations, you get 10 points. Let's move on to gamify it, and then it's fun. We love games. So that's I think a big part of it is making the process enjoyable. And if it's not enjoyable, figure out a way to make it enjoyable. You're creative, maybe. The third belief, which I now actually see as a fact, an obvious fact, but it took a long time to realize, is that feelings come and go. This too shall pass. I did a full program about this emotional sensitivity and ADHD. It's titled Emotional Sensitivity and ADHD. And in the video, some very smart people explain why folks with ADHD are often overly sensitive, emotionally quick to anger, quick to laugh, quick to despair, quick to cheer up, quick to move on to the next thing. As in the video, Dr. Kathleen Nadeau says something to the effect of all the teenagers that she's worked with, you could put the word very in front of every emotion, and everything they do is very, very, very. Now, emotional sensitivity can be a great trait. You know, as a therapist or something, maybe it's really helpful. As an observer of the human species, as a comedian, maybe that's helpful. But it can be a problem in most situations, or often. It can end marriages, friendships, careers, if it gets out of control. And I know when I sink into the depths of despair, or I'm just stuck in panic, well, this isn't going to work, whatever it is, just reminding myself, or having someone remind me, that this too shall pass. This isn't real. This is just the feeling, just the emotion, just the doubt, the fear, the whatever. And then I can let it go. And sometimes my emotions are a fuel that can propel me forward to do something that's a little scary, like creating a website that uses humor to destigmatize and even celebrate ADHD. You're going to do that? I don't think you should. That's not a good, you can't make fun of that. Yeah. The thing is, our emotions change all the time, depending on our thoughts. One minute I'm looking at my wife with adoration, an hour later something's gone wrong, something upsetting, and I end up with, yeah, we should never have got married. I should just live alone. I should be alone. Blah, blah. It's ridiculous. The emotions that can engulf us when we're first diagnosed can send you spinning. And again, another video about that called Now You Tell Me, about surviving this emotional tornado of getting diagnosed. Because the emotions can power you forward, but they can also completely derail you. I remember interviewing for the video we did on medication videos, a guy who said that he was taking medication, made a great difference for him, and somebody casually at a party said, oh, you don't need to take pills. And he was so shaken by that, so shocked, he stopped taking them. And his life crashed, and he was still struggling to get out of it, but he realized it was stupid. He realized he probably shouldn't have listened, but emotions get hold of us and logic goes out the window. So what do you do about those things? What do you do about the emotions? Mindfulness is a really helpful thing. Coaching is helping. Journaling, there's a lot of different things you can do it, but understanding that your emotions, whatever you're feeling right now, is just what you're feeling right now. Oh, sorry. That was number 3. So those 3 beliefs, that it'll be ongoing, it's here, just get used to it. It can be fun. I can make it a game that I play to deal with it. And that not suppressing and that the emotions are going to come and go. And I'm not saying you suppress emotions, let them come, they're going to come anyway, but as quickly as you can, develop the habit, and there's ways of doing this, so I won't get into it, but there's ways of doing it to step out of it and go, oh, I'm really upset, rather than, this is bad. Oh, I'm really panicking right now. Totally different things. So those 3 beliefs really do help. And I think they probably help anyone, whether they have ADHD or not. And I don't think they're just for ADHD either. I think you can use them anywhere. So, okay, I should wrap this up. I'm sorry I'm talking so fast. Trying to get through this before my medication wears off. I hope you see something that will make a difference for you in what I've said. If you want information on every aspect of ADHD, from careers in college to parenting, disclosure, tools, strategies, medication, holistic approaches, all of it, there's videos at totallyADD.com. And do peruse the online exhibit hall here, wherever it is, to sign up for the free goodie bag. It's a virtual goodie bag. It's virtually a good bag. I'm Rick Green. Thanks for having me. Thanks for listening. Now, how do I shut